Good Monday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Monday. Starting off, what is going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Right now, nothing. And as we scroll our way out, what can you see? Rainfall going on over inside of the Northeast. You see some rainfall going on over here inside of the Ohio Valley, down inside of Tennessee, also over there in like eastern Texas, also in like parts of Louisiana. And then you also see some rainfall over here in South Dakota. You see some in North Dakota. You see some in Montana, over in Idaho. And maybe even some snowfall going on in the upper mountains as well. Everything else, I mean, relatively fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm missing some spots here. But for the most part, the majority of us are looking dry. Southeast definitely looking dry, especially from like North Carolina down to Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Now, for our cloud cover, we do in fact have cloud cover going over the state right now. I'm looking outside right now, and I can definitely see a good amount of cloud cover, but the sun is still peeking through. Somehow, I guess, just because these clouds aren't as dense and aren't as completely dark to where like the sun can't go through. So that's what's going on right now near me. But for the most part, it definitely does look like some cloudy conditions are going on right now. But the sun probably is still peeking out, and even if you go on and look at this for the future, as you get throughout the rest of today, cloud cover definitely does build as we go later into this afternoon, going into this evening, and then as we head into tonight, cloud cover is going to be out of our hair as we move into like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. or so. Now for our current temperatures, we have around 66 in Somerville, as well as 64 in Orangeburg, 69 Charleston, 67 in Beaufort, as well as 68 in Georgetown, Merle's Inlet, Myrtle Beach, Conway, 66 inside of Sumter and Florence, 66 in Hartsville, 64 in Columbia, and 61 in Newberry, Lawrence, Greenville, Spartanburg, Gaffney, York, 62 in Clemson. Air quality, we're at a moderate for pretty much only those areas in the western spots. Everybody else is inside the good category. But if you're inside those western low country areas, western Midland areas, you have that moderate risk. Now, that's mainly for like a small area. But if you're in that area, just make sure that if you're out for a long period today, you just keep an eye out on stuff. Make sure you're monitoring the air quality. And also, if you have to take precautions, obviously do take them. But this isn't like unhealthy for sensitive groups or just unhealthy in general. High temperatures for today: 83 in Greenville, Spartanburg, as well as Rock Hill, 83 Lawrence, Greenwood, Newberry, 85 Columbia, 84 Aiken, Sumter, 83 Moncks Corner, Walterboro, 78 from Hilton Head Island all the way up to Charleston, 80 Georgetown, 76 in Myrtle Beach. And then as we go into our winds for today, winds are going to be around 3 miles an hour all the way up to around 15. That's how much it can range from. So inland areas can go all the way as low as 3 miles an hour all the way up to around 10, maybe even up to 12. And then the coastal areas will be all the way up from around 10 to 15. Those wind gusts today really are going to max out around 20, 21, 22 miles per hour, but that's about it. You're not going to see anything else too active besides that, and that's probably going to happen more in the upstate. Coastal areas probably around 15, 16, 17. Now for our rainfall. Rainfall is not expected for today. I don't think anybody's shocked by that. No rainfall expected for today, so you do not need that rain gear with you. And then for the crazy score, if you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how active our conditions are throughout the entire state. And right now we're at a 14. Why? Well, number one, cloud cover is kind of building a little bit, but for the most part, it's you can still see some sun peeking through. And then also, as you go into slightly breezy concerns, I mean, wind gusts of up to 15, 20, 22, 23-ish miles per hour. And it's going to be completely dry under this high pressure. So that's the reason why we're at a 14 for today. SPC outlook, no thunderstorms are expected. Fire weather, we have like that little elevated risk up there in like the northern part of the state near like Rock Hill, but includes areas like I think Take is in there, Lake Wiley's in there, and then also Clover, South Carolina is in there as well as Bowling Green. So if you're in those areas, make sure that you are not trying to burn anything, and if you're trying to burn anything throughout the entire state, just make sure that you are careful and aware of it. Excessive rainfall is not expected at this time, so we're good there. So let's go and look at the models. Time is at the bottom part of your screen. Make sure that you go in and pay attention to that because that is important. But here's 9 a.m. right here. You go in and push this forward, and what do you see? Not a single drop of rainfall for today. So we are good here. And that's all that I have to say. So make sure, like I said, if you've not hit the like button yet, go in and do so. Also, hit the subscribe button. We are at 725, trying to get to 800. Also, hit the share button. Share with your friends, your family members, people that you don't talk to regularly because it helps the channel out. And you're doing something that's free, doesn't cost any money. That's all, though. Make sure you hit those two buttons before you leave if you're new. And I'll be back tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. for your Monday evening forecast update and tomorrow morning for your Tuesday morning forecast update.